Hey guys, I can't sleep, but I definitely should be since I gotta be at work in like 6 hours. So instead of sleeping, I'm going to read you a little bit of the book I've been reading. It's called Legend by Marie Lu. And here it goes. Los Angeles, California, Republic of America. Population 20,001,074. 282. Part 1. The Boy Who Walks in the Light. My mother thinks I'm dead. Obviously, I'm not dead, but it's safer for her to think so. At least twice a month, I see my wanted poster flashed on the Jumbotron scattered throughout downtown Los Angeles. It looks out of place up there. Most of the pictures on the screens are of happy things, smiling children standing under a bright blue sky, tourists posing before the Golden Gate ruins, Republic commercials in neon colors. There's also anti-colonies propaganda. The colonies want our land, the ads declare. They want what they don't have. Don't let them conquer your homes. Support the cause. Then there's my criminal report. It lights up the Jumbotrons in all its multicolored glory. Wanted by the Republic. File number 462-178-3233 day. Wanted for assault, arson, theft, destruction of military property, and hindering the war effort. 200,000 Republic notes for information leading to arrest. They always have a different photo running alongside the report. One time it was a boy with glasses and a head full of thick copper curls. Another time it was a boy with black eyes and no hair at all. Sometimes I'm black, sometimes white, sometimes olive or brown or yellow or red or whatever else they can think of. In other words, the Republic has no idea what I look like. They don't seem to know much of anything about me, except that I'm young and that when they run my fingerprints, they don't find a match in their database. That's why they hate me. Why, I'm not the most dangerous criminal in the country, but the most wanted. I make them look bad. It's early evening, but it's already pitch black outside, and the Jumbotron's reflections are visible in the street's puddles. I sit on a crumbling window ledge 3 stories up, hidden from view behind rusted steel beams. This used to be an apartment complex, but it's fallen into disrepair. Broken lanterns and glass shards litter the floor of this room, and paint is peeling from every wall. In one corner, an old portrait of the Elector Primo lies face up on the ground. I wonder who used to live here. No one's cracked enough to let their portrait of the Elector sit discarded on the floor like that. My hair, as usual, is tucked inside an old newsboy's cap. My eyes are fixed on the small one-story house across the road. My hands fiddle with the pendant tied across my neck. Tess leans against the room's other window, watching me closely. I'm restless tonight, and Tess, always she can sense it. The plague has hit the lake sector hard. In the glow of the Jumbotrons, Tess and I can see the soldiers at the end of the street as they inspect each home, their black capes shining and worn loose in the heat. Each of them wears a gas mask. Sometimes when they emerge, they mark a house by painting a big red X on the front door. No one enters or leaves the home after that, at least not when anyone's looking. Still don't see them? Tess whispers. Shadows conceal her expression. In an attempt to distract myself, I'm piecing together a makeshift slingshot out of old PVC pipes. They haven't eaten dinner. They haven't sat down by the table in hours. I shift and stretch out my bad knee. Maybe they're not home. I shoot Tess an irritated glance. She's trying to console me, but I'm not in the mood. The lamp's lit. Look at those candles. Mom would never waste candles if no one was home. Tess moves closer. We should leave the city for a couple weeks yet. She tries to keep her voice calm, but the fear is there. Soon the plague will have blown through, and you can come back to visit. We will have more than enough money for 2 train tickets. I shake my head. One night a week, remember? Just let me check up on them one night a week. Yeah, you've been coming here every night this week. I just want to make sure they're okay. What if you get sick? I'll take my chances. And you didn't have to come with me. You could have waited for me back in Alta. Tess shrugs. Somebody has to keep an eye on you. 2 years younger than me, although sometimes she sounds old enough to be my caretaker. We look on in silence as the soldiers draw closer to my family's house. Every time they stop at a house, one soldier pounds on the door while a second stands next to him with his gun drawn. If no one opens the door within 10 seconds, the first soldier kicks it in. I can't see them once they rush inside, but I know the drill. A soldier will draw a blood sample from each family member, then plug it into a handheld reader and check for the plague. The whole process takes 10 minutes. I count the houses between where the soldiers are and where my family lives. I'll have to wait another hour before I know their fate. A shriek echoes from the other end of the street. My eyes dart toward the sound and my hand whips to the knife sheathed in my belt. Tess sucks in her breath. The plague victim. She must have been deteriorating for months because her skin is cracked and bleeding everywhere. And I find myself wondering how the soldiers could have missed this one during previous inspections. She stumbles around for a while, disoriented, then charges forward, only to trip and to fall on to her knees. I glance back toward the soldiers. They see her now. The soldier with the drawn weapon approaches, while the 11 others stay where they are and look on. One plague victim isn't much of a threat. The soldiers lift his gun and aim. A volley of sparks engulfs the infected woman. She collapses, then goes still. The soldier rejoins his comrades. I wish we could get our hands on one of the soldier's gun. A pretty weapon like that doesn't cost much on the market. 480 notes, less than a stove. Like all guns, it has precision, guided by magnets and electric currents, and can accurately shoot a target 3 blocks away. It's tech stolen from the colonies, Dad once said, although of course the Republic would never tell you that. Tess and I could buy 5 of them if we wanted. Over the years, we've learned to stockpile the extra money we steal and stash it away for emergencies. But the real problem with having a gun isn't the expense. It's that it's so easy to trace back to you. Each gun has a sensor on it that reports its user hand's shape, thumbprints, and location. That didn't give me away, nothing would. So I'm left with my homemade weapons, PVC pipe slingshots, and other trinkets. They found another one, Tess said. She squints to get a better look. I look down and see the soldiers spill from another house. One of them shakes a can of spray paint and draws a giant red X on the door. I know that house. The family that lived there once had a little girl my age. My brothers and I played with her when we were younger. Freeze tag and street hockey with iron pokers and crumpled paper. Tess tries to distract me by nodding at the cloth bundle near my feet. What'd you bring him? I smiled and reached down to untie the cloth. Some of the stuff we saved up this week. It'll make for a nice celebration once they pass the inspection. I dug through a little pile of goodies inside the bundle, then hold up a used pair of goggles. I checked them again to make sure there are no cracks in the glass. For John, an early birthday gift. My older brother turns 19 later this week. He works 14-hour shifts in the neighborhood, plants friction stoves, and always comes home rubbing his eyes from the smoke. The goggles were a lucky steal from a military supply shipment. I put them down and shuffled the rest of the stuff. It's mostly tins of meat and potato hash I stole from a airship's cafeteria and an old pair of shoes with intact soles. Alright guys, well, that's about the first 15 pages, so yeah, I hope you liked it, and I will read more later.